Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be your favorite Filipina expat, Bianca in Japan. And today we are going to talk about how you can find a part-time job, whether you're a foreign student or a working holiday visa holder. I think that this video will really help you a lot. So let's go. Foreign students are allowed to work a maximum of 28 hours per week. If it's your spring, autumn, winter, or summer break, then you can work double that time. Take note that if you go beyond the legal time limit where you can work, the immigration might deport you from the country. So please be very careful about that. It's understandable because under a student visa, you are expected to study. For working holiday visa holders, you don't have to worry about this. You can work as much as you want. What typically happens is a person with a working holiday visa finds a job in a company, and the company can change that working holiday visa into a work visa, and you can continue working for that company for a long, long time. But first, how do you find those jobs? During my time as a student, I found my part-time jobs in an application called Mynavi Baito Ryugakse. So my Navi Baito, my Navi part-time work targeted for foreign students. Take note to download the app for foreign students and not for other versions, for example, for Sotsugyose, because Mina Baito has a number of different niches and you don't want to be in the wrong one because it will present you with jobs that aren't really meant for you. Looking back, I wouldn't have done it that way because using Mynavi Baito usually entails at least an N3 level of Japanese, and at that time, my Japanese level was too low to use Mynavi Baito. But the good thing about the app though is that it shows a number of different part-time jobs available per distance from where you are or where you live. For example, you can choose to search for jobs just 500 meters from your home or just 1,000 meters from your home. So that's the good part about Mynabi Ryugakse. Another thing is that if you go to that app, most of the people who advertise there are foreign friendly because it is for Yugakse or foreign student. But everything there is in Japanese. There's no English translation for Mynabi Baito. So I would say that it's not really a foreign friendly site if you've just gotten to Japan and you're looking for part-time jobs. The job that I found there, for example, was as a staff for an izakaya. And I would say serving customers in Japanese was a really good learning experience for the language. Also, I got to spend a lot of time with the owner of the shop, and he taught me a lot about Japanese thinking, culture, behavior, and that was a plus. But if I would look back, I would not have started there. If I could go back in time, I would search for jobs in gaijinpot.com, which is a very foreign friendly site where you can switch things to English. And then I would go to the part time function and filter out jobs that would allow me to serve customers in English and in Japanese. So I'm not pressured to learn the language in such a short amount of time because I'm afraid to hassle the customers that come into the shop as well as my coworkers due to my low Japanese level. Or I would have gone to YOLOJapan.com and I would have searched for jobs that are in English. That site is also foreign friendly. And I would pick out jobs, for example, like in Yamato, or for example, just jobs in a factory that won't put the pressure on me to speak and understand. Because again, it's also a hassle for the people who you interact with. I would not choose jobs that are also in the English teaching profession, because if it's just solely in English, it's not going to be helpful for me as a Japanese learner. Another good site to see that I haven't mentioned before is Indeed.com. The reason being, the jobs in Indeed tend to be a little better than the ones in the sites that I mentioned before. For example, in Indeed, you can get a job as a translator for English to Japanese, and this tends to pay higher as well per hour. You can also get jobs in Indeed that involve office work, and that's good. But jobs in Indeed are usually reserved for people with higher N3 to N1 level. So if you're not there yet, I don't suggest that you go to Indeed.com unless you want to be an English teacher. Craigslist jobs is also an option, but I'm not sure if I can trust Craigslist because they also post a lot of sketchy jobs in there, for example, modeling and, for example, weird movies. I don't suggest it, but you can take a look at it as well. And if you see something interesting, make sure that you trust the person on the other side when you go for your interview. The interview process itself for the part time jobs is not as serious as if you are interviewing for a full time job. So I don't suggest that you stress about it. It's going to be okay as long as you have a sunny disposition, as long as you don't give out really weird vibes. Most of the time, you get accepted to the part time jobs you apply for. But take note that if your Japanese level is too bad and you're applying for customer facing jobs, you might get rejected and they might ask you to apply for simpler jobs, for example, kitchen duties or housekeeping. Part time jobs are a good way for you to learn real Japanese. And it's also a good way for you to observe Japanese culture, Japanese people, and it's a good way to make Japanese friends. So I really recommend it. I hope this video helped you in understanding just a little bit more about how to get a part-time job as a student or as a working holiday visa holder here in Japan. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please subscribe to this channel and comment below. I will answer every single question. I'm happy to help every single one of you guys. Thank you.